Welcome to the Explore Real Estate Show. I am James Boslaw, your Fredericksburg area realtor and vacation rental investor. And this show is all about real estate in the Fredericksburg area, the Fawn Lake Community, and the vacation rental space. I help people buy and sell homes because I believe that everyone should grow their wealth as they live in or own a home that they love. I also believe that you should feel confident when you are buying or selling a home, and confidence comes when you are well educated and informed, and that's what this show is all about. Enjoy the show. Hey everybody, welcome to the Explore Real Estate Show, where in this episode, I'm going to go over the real estate statistics for the Fawn Lake community in the month of January of 2025. So the data is hot off the press, and we are now able to take a good look at the very first month in the new year and see what it tells us about the Fawn Lake community. So let's dive right into this episode. This will be a short episode, but very important data that we'll be able to go over. And once again, we'll be tracking this very, very closely to see if any of these trends that we see in this month will continue on into the new year. But so far, this is what we know about January of 2025 in the Fawn Lake community. The overall sold dollar volume is down about 21%. Now that's interesting that the overall sold dollar volume is down because the units sold is the same as last year. There were 3 homes that sold in the month of January of 2025, and that's also the same number of homes, 3 homes that were sold in January of 2024. So why is the overall sold dollar volume down? It's because the average sold price in January of 2025 is down about 20% from last year. What does that mean? It means that in January of 2025, the average sold price for the 3 homes that sold was $874,000. Now that is much different than January of 2024, when the average sold price was over $1 million. As a matter of fact, it was almost $1.1 million in 2024. So what we're seeing is the same number of homes sold in January of 2025 than it did in 2024, 3 homes, but the average sold price was down by about 20% and averaging about $874,000. Now, the median sold price is down about 8%, and the median sold price in the Fawn Lake community for the month of January is $775,000. Now, that is interesting. Same number of homes sold, just sold at a much lower sales price. Now, we do live in a small community. There were only 3 sales in the month of January. So we want to be careful to not put too much emphasis on those 3 homes versus the 3 homes sold last year, because it is just 1 month's data. But we are seeing that the homes that are selling in our community for the month of January are significantly lower in sales price than they were a year ago today. It's also interesting to note that of those 3 homes sold, 2 were sold with conventional loans for the buyer, whereas in 1 was a cash sale for the buyer. So out of the 3 homes sold, that's how they were acquired. Now, if you take a look at the months of supply here in the Fawn Lake community, you'll see that right now in January of 2025, we're at about 2.3 months of inventory, whereas in the 5-year average in January this time of the year is about 3 months of inventory. So we actually have fewer homes on the market now than what we did in the past 5 years. As a matter of fact, if you take a look at active listing currently in our neighborhood, there is only 14 homes that are currently for sale in the Fawn Lake community, whereas in last year in January, there was 25 homes for sale in January. So we are starting to see the inventory is coming down, and I don't know if that's going to build back up come the spring, or if it's going to stay low like this. That's something we're going to be tracking very carefully, because the fewer homes that are in the market, the more potential that there is with the lack of inventory, the more potential there is to see the sales prices come back up again with future sales. So we will be watching this very closely. This is early data for the new year. So once again, we're in a small community with about 1,400 homes. So we have to be very careful to not read too much into 1 month's worth of data. However, I do think it's interesting to find that the average sales price for homes sold this year were significantly lower than last year at this time. So we'll be watching closely in the next few episodes to see if this is a trend that continues or if this month is a one-off. But regardless, we'll be watching that very, very closely and reporting that back out to you. I also want to remind you that if you are looking to buy or sell a home in the Fawn Lake community, now is the time to get with me. I have several appointments lined up for buyers that are looking to move in here. And I have at least one listing that's going to be hitting the market here in the next few months, with more opportunities for more homes to hit the market later on this year as well. So if you're thinking about buying or selling a home in the Fawn Lake community, now is the time to contact me so that we can set you up for success in 2025. With that being said, we're going to keep this episode short and sweet. If you're listening to this on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe to the show. If you're listening to this on Apple's podcast, make sure you follow the show. And if you get the chance to pass the show on to someone that may be interested, then please do so. I would love to see the subscribers and followers of the show continue to grow as I bring you this data for the Fawn Lake community and the Fredericksburg area and vacation rental space every single month. So stay tuned, follow and like the show, pass it on to those that might be interested, and we'll see you on the next episode.